Welcome back to Blazers Inside Access. We're sitting down with head football coach Blaine McCorkle. Coach, thanks for joining us.
You bet.
Blazers with a big win this weekend, 46-18 victory over McMurray. The first time in school history we've knocked off McMurray University. A big ASC win here at home. Coach, real quick, let's just go and dive right into the game. Just talk about your overall thoughts on what was a really nice performance from the Blazers.
Yeah, it was a good day for the Blazers, no doubt. You know, we beat a conference team that we've never beaten in the history of the rivalry. They had 4 straight on us, so it was exciting to get those guys for the first time and win by a large margin. I think 28 points was the largest margin of victory since maybe 2014 here. So a lot of good to build on, a lot of good offense, defense, kick game, all 3 phases played really well. So we're excited about the way the day turned out.
Yeah, and as you would imagine, lots of clips because there's lots of highlights from a big win like that. We're going to go and jump straight into them. Starting off, McMurray got off to a quick start, touchdown, went for 2 a little bit surprisingly there at the beginning of the game, converted that, but down 8-0, Cade Gainey, 38-yard field goal, big field goal to get the Blazers on the board.
Yeah, they did. They started off with a nice drive, went down, scored right away, schemed us up a little bit, and we had to make some adjustments. But next drive, we came down and moved the ball a little bit, and Cade Gainey, freshman from Biloxi, came in there and hit a big field goal from 38 yards, and he did a great job all night. He hit the big field goal. He's 5 for 5 on his extra points. Did a great job moving the ball on his kickoffs. They had a dangerous returner back there, so really excited about what Cade's brought to us.
Now jumping a little bit ahead to the second quarter, the Blazers really turned it up. This is actually an interesting point right here. This is after ran a little bit of a trickery play. Hunter McEachern got knocked out of the game on the back side of the play. So Mario Asagunla was in at quarterback. Nice back shoulder throw to LaMarcus Carradine here for a touchdown.
Yeah, Mario gives us a lot of options. He can play about 6 or 7 different positions, sometimes I think at one time. And if he needs to go in there at quarterback and throw the ball, he can do that as well. So nice to see him get his first touchdown pass as a Blazer to LaMarcus Carradine there. This play right here put the score at 9-11. Them going for 2 forced us to go for 2 to kind of balance things out, made us do a little math there. And the next play we went for 2, got Hunter back in the game there, and he hit Tyrus Black in the back corner there on a sprint out and then throwback, which was a good play for us, well executed.
Was that play with Tyrus when we were sitting up in the press box talking about it? It looks very similar to a play you ran against Mary Hardin-Baylor. Not necessarily with the lineman scheme to go out as much. That was more of a true misdirection. But really, I mean, nice job by Tyrus slipping out into the flat and being pretty much wide open.
Yeah, similar but different. Yeah, that one was a true screen behind the line of scrimmage. This one it's a sprint out. We tried to get all the flow working to one side and let him kind of hide there and sneak to the back corner and get in the end zone. But similar action, you're right there.
So jumping right ahead, this right here, the defense was in the face of the McMurray quarterback all afternoon, especially really turned it up a little bit in the second quarter. Right here we've got Isaiah Blackman getting in the backfield with a nice QB pressure and a hit.
Yeah, they after that score to put it 11-11, they drove the ball a little bit, got down in plus territory, and our defense, our Coach Carson, our defensive coordinator, did a great job this week scheming some things up. We felt like we had some good matchups up front. Our defensive line versus their offensive line, especially in third down and when they got into a 4th and long situation. And we got some good pressure on there on the third down. You see we got the good hit, and they come back the very next play and get in the backfield again. Chris Cobb there, the freshman at the right defensive end, gets in the backfield, flushes him out of the pocket, and then he's in scramble mode from there and ends up getting the intentional grounding, which is a huge penalty. It ended up being about a 25-yard loss for him there, as you can see, because that is a spot foul. So we went from being in negative territory to plus territory in a hurry with the penalty because that spot foul on 4th down gave us the ball at the plus 45 and set us up for a nice drive there.
Yeah, that was a big turning point in the game. It felt like McMurray was trying to, recapture a little momentum, big stand by the defense. One player we really saw a lot of was Brad Foley. Had a really excellent game right here for his touchdown run. Nice job. He really nice patience in the hole to break this out to the left and scamper in.
Really, as I mentioned before, he's a great open field runner. He's got great vision, and he ran the counter there, and he gave it time to open up, let the linebacker overrun it, and made the backdoor cut there and got it in the end zone. And a big day for him. We're really excited about what he did for us on Saturday.
So he would add another touchdown, this time by reception. This is right at the end of the first half. We were in the press box screaming, get out of bounds, get out of bounds. He cuts it back towards the middle of the field, makes a couple of nice moves in for the score.
Yeah, he had some good blocking on the perimeter, and you're exactly right. With that time on the clock, you want him to get out of bounds, get a first down, and let's run the next play because you did have time. But he saw an opening and took it, and his gamble paid off, and we're glad it did. And that put it at 25-11 there right going into the halftime.
Yeah, so the Blazers with the lead going into half, not necessarily a traditional football score, 25-11. With the lead coming into the half, McMurray would get the opening kick to start the Blazers would get the opening kick to start the second half. McMurray would score first, another nice drive. They really schemed up their first drives of each half well. But the Blazers, once again, were able to turn it up after the McMurray score.
Yeah, that first score for them of the second half was good. They did a nice job. As I mentioned, they had some schemed runs for our defense. I give them a lot of credit for that. but we did give them a short field. You know, we went 3 and out. We had a bad snap on the punt. They gave them a short field, and we got them into 3rd and 2. They were able to convert and score there to put it to 25-18. But you know, credit to our offense, they didn't let that bother them. They came back right back and responded and took the ball down the field and scored. And then Mario had a nice touchdown run on the quarterback counter here himself. So here in this game, he had his first throwing touchdown, his first running touchdown. Back to back there pretty quick. So really talented guy. What I love on that play is Brad Foley, who just scored 2 touchdowns, gets the lead block there on the edge to spring him in. So like to see these guys blocking for each other and being good team players.
Yeah, Mario, a really versatile player right there. He was almost untouched. Nice block by Brad on the edge to kind of steal that and knock the DB back about 5 yards.
Yep.
Mario got a lot of time. There's a lot of split time at quarterback. Right here, you've got a nice run by Mario with the lead, but a nice job. He really lowers the boom on a DB too.
Yeah, it gets about 12, 13 yards here on the jet sweep, and it really what that did is set up the next play where Colby Blunt takes it for about 53 yards for a touchdown. But you know, going back to Mario's clip there, he's such a talented kid that we spent a lot of time as a staff trying to figure out where to put him and when to put him. And I think we're finally finding our groove there, and he got a lot more touches Saturday than he has in the past. But that did set up this next run for Colby. It's great to see a freshman. 2 weeks in a row gets a touchdown as a freshman out of Mobile, and he's a talented kid. As we know, the first kickoff of the game, he brought it back for a touchdown. Unfortunately, it got called back. But yeah, what Mario did there is he set up the touchdown for Colby Blunt there, went 53 yards for a touchdown, and 2 weeks in a row, the freshman getting in the end zone, really exciting for him.
Yep.
And he's going to have just a phenomenal career. Really hated that the first kickoff they had to us, he took to the house, but got called back on the penalty, or else he would really had a career day. But you know, guys are really excited for him, and he's going to be a fun kid to watch for a long time.
Now, the defense didn't want to get left out of the scoring action here. This is late in the 3rd quarter, final score of the game. Corey Tolliver jumps a route. Nice pressure, though, up the middle. Forces the quarterback to kind of make a throw off his back foot here. Nice jumped route by Corey.
Great pressure there from Rock Schneider, and sets up Corey Tolliver. Both those kids from Baton Rouge set up the pick for his hometown buddy there. And the thing I really love about this play, Corey's been such a journeyman his first 2 years here, and he's just consistent, hangs in there. He's got a great attitude every day. But I love the end of this play. You see the whole sideline coming down there. We're lucky we didn't get a celebration penalty. I think Coach Spouse's son was even on the field celebrating. So that was really exciting to see, and just a good day for the Blazers all around.
Now, I want to talk a little bit just about the game in general, a little bit more specifically than that. One thing that we kind of noticed was the first few weeks we were pretty heavy on the passing game, relying a lot on Hunter, which is a good player to have to rely on,
Sure.
Really talented quarterback. But the run game really was excellent, over 170 yards rushing as a team. Was that something you identified early week, or is that something in game that y'all were running the ball well? Let's get behind our linemen and really run it down.
Well, we want to be a balanced offense, and a lot of times people think a balanced offense is you go into a game and you're 50-50. Well, that's not what that means. Being balanced means having the ability to do both when you need to. And that's one thing I like about where our offense is right now is that we have different ways to attack you with a lot of different people and a lot of different styles. If it's Hunter throwing the ball, great. If it's Brad running the ball, great. If it's Mario playing 3 positions, great. We're going to do – our offense is built to attack what you give us, and that's what we try to do each week going in game plan wise.
And you've talked a lot in the past couple of times we sat down about freshmen and the impact they've had, especially the freshmen on the defensive side of the ball. I want to talk about the defense a little bit. They really had another excellent game. They're off to a really good start this season, especially with key moments. They're making big plays at big opportunities. I just want to kind of get your thoughts on the defense and how they've progressed. And, I mean, they really looked excellent on Saturday.
Yeah, they're playing well. One thing is there's always room for improvement. We didn't tackle well. We've got to be better tacklers. We've got to wrap up. We've got to run our feet. And if you watch the film, there's a lot of things in the box where we missed a few in there early, and we settled down and started playing. And again, credit to McMurray. They had some schemed up runs that attacked us pretty good, but our staff did a great job recognizing it, adjusting to it, and they played well. But yeah, there's a lot of freshmen in there. There's 3 or 4 freshman defensive linemen that got reps and all had significant plays. Chris Cobb and Carlton Brown and Mitchell Wibriall and Rico Gonzalez got in there a little bit and made a big hit early in the game. So the future of that defensive line and that defensive as a unit is really, really good. Even on the back end, Corey Tolliver, sophomore from Baton Rouge, has the pick 6. Well, the other corner is a sophomore too.
Yep.
Faison Locke, and he was honorable mention our ASC Player of the Week this week. So really excited about where the defense is now and where I see them progressing to.
Now, obviously, ASC play, we're right in the middle of it. This is a big win. You're headed to take on ETBU this upcoming week. What does this win kind of do for momentum? You've talked about building that winning culture. Obviously, getting a win is a big part of that. But how do you build on that, keep these guys locked in? Obviously, you've talked about if you're a true competitor, you're always ready to go. But how do you kind of get them happy about this win, but also really locked in on that next game?
Well, the beauty of winning is you celebrate the win, you enjoy it. You know, there's all the spoils that go with victory, no doubt, but it makes it easier sometimes to learn from it.
Yep.
Because you can really focus in and say, hey, we won, but,
Yep.
you know, and it allows us to keep coaching some things, keep being hard on some things we've got to get better at in all three phases. As far as ETBU goes, I don't think our kids will have any issue getting up for this game. You
Yep.
know, just like McMurray, that's a team that since being in the ASC we've never beat. You know, they beat us
Yep.
4 times in a row, and I think the average score, they've averaged 57.75 points per game in those 4 games.
Yep.
So we know we've got our work cut out for us. And you know, our conference, if you look at it, there's really 3 tiers. There's the big 2, and there's a middle tier, and then there's kind of the bottom tier. This is an upper middle tier team. You know,
Yep.
they're knocking on the door with Mary Hardin, Baylor, Hardin, Simmons every year, and to go over there and knock off a team at that spot in our conference would be a big, big deal for us.
Yeah. Well, we've been joined by Coach Blaine McCorkle of the Blazers football team. Big win for the Blazers this past week against McMurray. Another big ASC matchup against ETBU this weekend. Coach, thanks for joining us.
You bet. Thanks for having me.